So we have to take note that when the call that Abbasiyah, Umayyah, Osmaniyah, call that they achieve the golden age of Islam. Okay, from 600 to 1200, about 800 years in the West. In the West, at that time there was no development. That's why the West, they call it as the dark age of Europe. And when we trace their history or development of their history, during that age there was no development at all, because the West were fully controlled by the church, by the priests. Okay, at that time, the priest was having very huge power, authority to control the people of Europe, government of Europe, king of Europe. And then, so the West discovered that the Christian, and the church became the major factor of the Western Dark Age. Okay? Because the church at that time did not encourage at all any development in all disciplines. Politics, economic, social were controlled by the church. That's why at that time the West was in the Dark Age. Okay, only after the Crusade, they quote unquote took home of the scientific invention by the Muslim scholars, especially during Abbasiyah, and they took home to the West and they study all out. They study in detail how those inventions could be practiced in Europe, how those inventions in science, for example, in sociology, psychology, could develop the people in Europe or in the West. And finally, they managed to develop Europe. Now here, that was the situation in Europe. Now here, so we can summarize that the major crisis of the Muslim world, okay, during the decline of the Muslim civilization, the first one, when the West took home the knowledge, invention from the Muslim Muslim nation, so they discovered that the new knowledge, as they call it, science. Okay, that's the first one, science. So they propagate science as one of the new discipline that to be used to develop the nation. Okay, and they claim these science were invented by the West, not by the Muslim scholars. This is the first one. That's why the Muslim rejected science, because the Muslim scholars, especially the Muslim ulama, they thought that science was not from the Muslim scholars. Okay, that's why the Muslim ulama separating the practice of religious matters with the science invention. Okay, so they said that science from the West, so we should not follow or adopt this scientific or science discipline in our education, in our society, in politics, in economy, and so on. Okay, So there was they call that the term science versus traditional, scientific versus traditionalist. Okay, that's the first crisis. The second one, so after this time, the term is modern. So those who use their call that the development of their nation, their country, or themselves, if they use Western technology, science, science and technology, they classify these people or this nation as modern, and those who not using this modern invention, they classify as orthodox. Okay, so there are two types of people, they be divided by this term. One is modern people, and then the other orthodox. That's why the West propagated modernization. Also against most of the Muslim ulama at that time rejected modernization because that was also invented by the West. Okay. The third one, we call it as westernization. So the West propagated that the best, the prestigious lifestyle was the Western type lifestyle. Okay? Other than West, all are, they call that primitive. Okay, say primitive. So either they are being westernized or still in the primitive situation. Okay, those who are not following the West or the Western lifestyle, they say that they've been classified as out of date, or maybe some say primitive. Okay, or these are the terms labeled to those type of people. And then in this westernization strategies, the West actually change all invention, change all inventors. Okay, name of inventors, especially in science and technology, and also sociology, also in politics. They change it from the Muslims scholars' names to Western name. Okay, for example, Ibn Sina, they changed to Avicenna. Is it? Ibn, I think, for example, Ibn Rushdi, they changed to Averroes. Okay, Daud changed to David. Okay, so those Muslims' names, Muslims' name, they change it to what? To the Western name. Finally, the Muslims worldwide discovered that all invention, all the science invention, sociology's invention, all were under the name of the Western scholars. That and then the impact that the Muslim, especially the ulama, rejected that those type of call them factors that's called of development of that type of science, that type of technology, that type of social lifestyle. Okay, the term is westernization. Okay, for example, last time we still experience that masa kecil-kecil dulu. Contohnya orang barat itu, umpamanya mereka memanglah promote all out merokok kan ya, merokok tanyakan. So mereka iklan dalam TV ke, signboard ke, dia kata apa? So merokok, umpamanya apa jenis dia, untuk mendapat apa dia, bertaraf, kehidupan bertaraf antara bangsa, international lifestyle. Merokok tu merokok ini kan. So itu mempengaruhi negara-negara macam kita ini. Kalau nak lifestyle macam mereka, so merokoklah antaranya. Ya. Kemudian apa gitu pemakaian ke, percakapan ke, cara mereka supaya nampak modern, nampak western. Ya, begitu. Ya. Okey, nombor 4, dalam banyak-banyak agenda itu, okay, combination of those, actually it was propagating Christianization. Yeah, propagating Christianization, especially through education. Okay, and also through social activities. Yeah, that was undeniable. There are so many education element, component being Christianized or westernized. Contoh, ya, contoh dalam education dan pasapah pendidikan pun, so mereka kata they emphasize on the two elements, the physical elements and the call that non-physical. Maknanya especially the non-physical is the development of intellect. Dan bagi mereka tidak ada langsung untuk develop spirit, or there is no spiritual development in education. That's the Christianization. Banyak lagi ya, especially they establish many Christian school, including Malaysia, Convent, LaSalle, Pasar Methodist. Those are very good school. Okay, yes, those are very good school, and they still perform until today. So we cannot complain them, we cannot condemn them, because they are their effort that they call that propagate Christian through education, through their schools. Itu kita tak boleh kacau lah. Macam Han tadi lah, dia tak kacau. Kita pun tak boleh kacau, kita pun hantar kat sekolah tu juga. Yang pentingnya apa dia? Kita kena sedar apakah yang boleh kita ikut, apa yang kita tak boleh ikut. Okay? And then number 5, colonization. Colonization crisis here. Kebanyakannya, after we got our independence, we still rely on the West, and we did not have the great intention to combat, to release ourselves from our colonial. Ya, kita lebih bergantung kepada arahan dan juga apa juga yang dibawa oleh kolonial, dan kita sukar untuk membebaskan diri kita, terutama minda kita amat sukar untuk kita merdekakan, ya, pada masa itu. And then the last one, number 6, that was secularism. Secularism, as mentioned, is now the separation, separation of religious with other activities. Pemisahan antara agama dengan semua activities, politik, ekonomi, sosial, tak boleh campur dengan religion. Seperti yang saya beritahu paling awal, sebab bagi mereka, ya, agama itu sangat kecil. Ya, agama itu sangat kecil. Subsection, third layers under social. Itu. So bagi kita bukan begitu. Okay, that was the crisis. Some were purposely brought by the West, and so there were truth in this type of crisis. So that's why the Muslim scholars have the awareness, consciousness for the Makkah Conference 1977. Itu berlaku perubahan yang dihadiri oleh Badar Kazai Hasham, yang kata sama dengan Badar, dihadiri oleh 313 Muslim scholars worldwide from all professional, from all discipline. 313, kita bukan nak melawan siapa-siapa, kita hanya untuk membangunkan umat Islam seluruh dunia melalui pendidikan. Ya, macam si Han tu kan, ya, Mak Han, macam mana kita bangunkan umat kita melalui pendidikan. That's why so last time they have the Christianization, now we have Islamization. Ya, macam tu. So actually we have to have the understanding that we are not rejecting science, we are not rejecting modernization, and we do not reject the West, and we do not reject colonial. We do not reject them, but make sure that we have to practice our own. This is the most important. We have to practice our own teaching that was revealed in the Quran and also hadis and the ulama. This is the most important. Jadi kita kena ambil kesimpulan kat sini, ya. Kita belajar, kita mengajar, kita bekerja, kita study all out ini, buat master ke, buat PhD ke dan seterusnya. Bila kita dapat ilmu itu dan juga tujuan kita belajar itu bukan untuk membuat sesuatu perkara yang negatif. Bukan niat negatif, bukan membuat perkara yang negatif dan bukan menghasilkan yang negatif. Dan kita bincang critical thinking. Ya? Bukan itu. Dan kita bukan nak membuatkan umpamanya kita pandai buat makan orang iri hati. Bila kita pandai kita akan bully orang, akan discriminate orang. That is not the purpose at all. That is not allowed in Islam. Ya, and it's not in accordance with the Islamic teaching. Ya, apa yang kita perlu faham, kita menuntut ilmu, membelajar ilmu, melaksanakan tuntutan ilmu, dan kita jadi ilmu, mengamalkan ilmu itu adalah tujuannya, kerana itulah ilmu Islam, ilmu Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala yang mewajibkan kita untuk menuntutnya, mempelajarinya, mengamalkannya dan juga mewariskan kepada generasi seterusnya. Okay, so I mean we are seeking knowledge because Allah requested us and make seeking knowledge as compulsory, as wajib. Itu yang kita perlu pegang. Ya, maknanya kesimpulan kat sini, apabila kita belajar dari segi pelaksanaan ke, mengajar ke, pandainya kita nanti bukan untuk membuat satu perkara yang tidak baik, harmful to anyone, ya, to anyone, to anything, ya, bukan itu maknanya yang Allah Ta'ala redha. Ya, itu yang kita kena faham. Contoh saya, ya, saya contohnya kan pesan datuk saya pesan, Jody, apabila kamu belajar, hormati semua guru. Dan pesan datuk saya, Tok Kiai Pondok, ya, okay, dipesan hormati semua guru, tak kira apa bangsa, tak kira apa agama, tak kira apa kaum, tak kira apa dia, kan? So now saya jadi begini, ya, saya melalui pembelajaran daripada pelbagai orang guru, ya. Saya sekolah orang putih dulu, so yang mengajar English, cikgu antaranya Miss Ma dululah, ya, Miss Ong. Matematik umpamanya Mr. T. Kemudian sains, biologi Mr. Kanapiran. Ingat cikgu-cikgu tu. Fizik Mr. Lee. Kan? Semua ingat tu. Kemudian campurlah yang lain. Mana campur-campur guru. Yang Kristian, yang Islam, yang Hindu. Kan? Yang Iban pun ada yang mengajar saya masa sekolah menengah. Kemudian pergi masuk universiti pun begitu juga. Campur. Ada India, ada Cina, ada Muslim, ada Sikh yang ajar saya. Kemudian pergi England, semua orang putih. So maknanya kita melalui proses penilaian itu, melalui pelbagai proses yang kita menerima ilmu itu dari pelbagai manusia, pelbagai orang, pelbagai krit. So that's why in Quran, hadis ke Quran ke, we should not discriminate that. We should not discriminate our students. With the most important program is possibly to deliver the true knowledge to our student. That's the most important. Yeah, that's what most important. So ingat kat sini, tu kena betulkan kita punya niat. Kita belajar ini peringkat manapun, kita bekerja dengan profesion manapun, kita dapat pendapatan sebesar mana gaji pun, adalah ini kita sebagai mengikuti, mengamalkan perintah Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Because we should aware that, okay, we are from Allah and we will return to Allah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. That should be what. That's the most important that we should know, we should aware, we should practice in our life. Okay? That's the most important. So thank you very much, Brother Hafsham, for the Islamization by Al-Attas, Al-Faruqi. I think he got a very good point, and you can read his note actually on Al-Faruqi and all also Attas, that their idea, okay, never against any other ideas. They just promoting their understanding, their knowledge, to make sure that their knowledge, okay, in accordance with the Islamic teaching. That should also that we should do in our life, inshallah. So thank you very much to all presenters. So friends, see you tomorrow for another. I think according to the table here, we have another two presenters, two presentation. One by Victor Team, Sister Tivasai, brother, and Juana, and also next the other one is Ramiza and Farahia. Okay, there are two topics, inshallah. So see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. So any question, any problem, please you can raise tomorrow. We can discuss tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much. Any question here? No question. No question. Okay.
Hello, doctor.